So my family and I had this scary experience this last week where we were experiencing very, very high winds in an area that we are used to high winds, but this was way more than normal. And it was happening day after day after day, always happening in that later afternoon and evening time frame. And one day it had got so bad that it made our trampoline fly 300 feet and land on itself and break. Another time where it pushed the tarp on my bunny colony so hard that it actually cracked two metal parts of the frame, the metal parts, right? And we had tiles on our outdoor patio table break, and just all these things were just flying around our whole place. And the whole neighborhood too is talking about it. And we were just having this sense that this, at least I was having this sense that these aren't normal circumstances. And I'm paying attention. That, as you've seen in news lately, that things that are happening right now are happening in places that you would never expect it. Or these floods are happening and they're only happening, like that was 1,000-year-old flood, 1,000-year flood where it only happens every 1,000 years. Or these tornadoes happen in places that are weird, or these earthquakes are happening in places that aren't usual. So I've kind of thought to myself and wondered, will this happen to us? This is not normal for us to get these kinds of winds to this point, where all my efforts of doing these things around my property are becoming futile because they're breaking. And it's really disheartening to me. But I had to understand, you can probably hear it, but I came to understanding that these things are in God's hands, and I just have to keep having faith. But I want to tell you the experience, particularly where it got scary, is one evening. It was just swirling around our house, and it was so loud, and I was just feeling like this could be the time where this actually happens. And I called for my kids to go downstairs, and my husband did too. And my husband's is not one to freak out about things, but for him to even say, let's go downstairs to the cold storage and stay in there, I was like, okay, this means something deeper than I thought. And we rushed down there. But before we started going down there, and as we were thinking about it on whether we should or not, I was putting a protective layer or something around my house. I just felt this need. I needed to put this protection line around my house, around my family, to protect them, to help us be safe, because it was scary. I had this feeling like, what if something bad really does happen? And I do need to keep in check all of my fears of the last days of things that might happen, but I do know that the calamities might come, and it might really affect my family, and it might really be scary. And I had a dream at some point that week before too of a tornado coming to our area, and I wondered, oh, is this going to be it? Is this going to be something that happens? But it ended up being okay. We all did go down there and we said a prayer, and I do have this feeling that yes, God is trying to tell me that this is something that could happen, and it is something to be aware of, but to not be scared, to do not fear, look unto him and doubt not, fear not. That I can be someone who has my own power to make things happen if needs be. I do feel like that protective line in my own power with God, I was able to have that miracle happen where the tornado did not come. It did not form. It did not happen. But looking outside and seeing, you could not see outside our window, and you could not see much of anything. It was so loud. But for some reason, God's power, he saved us and made us safe. And every night, every afternoon, it's happening every day. We're getting high winds. I just keep praying that it'll be okay and that it'll all work out. And I know he will protect us. And I think I'm still normal, though. I still have my fears, but I need to give it to him, and it'll all be okay. So I want to share that with you, and I hope it helps one of you guys, as we are all going through different things right now. And I also have other things I want to share that's not just about the physical things of life, but the mental and emotionally draining things in life that are also part of the trials before the Savior comes again. Very real stuff to prepare us to be a Zion-like people, and very real things to help us be prepared to be his someday.